Hola mi gente, ¿cómo están? Mi nombre es Alba Mar, me pueden decir Alba. El canal se llama MsTerriB, estamos aquí para hablar de libros. Algunos de ellos en español desde Puerto Rico. Hello, my name is Alba Mar, you may call me Alba. Channel name is MsTerriB and we're here to talk about books and some of them in Spanish from Puerto Rico. And today, this is going to be an all-in-one video because I'm going to take a break, a little break, yeah. So here today we're going to cover really fast, putting on the timer, a giveaway. You knew that was coming, right? The giveaway. Do a couple of tags, 2 tags today, and an update on what I've been reading. For the giveaway, I am going to link down below the video that I did on wino hauls. I did that video because I had already prepared a package for one of my Spanish speaking Puerto Rican friends on Booktube, and I wanted to show the double books before I sent one of them off in a package. And the same thing happens to the rest of the Puerto Rican books. They're all taken already. The Spanish books from Puerto Rico are taken already. That's why I felt free to do that video. Now the rest of them in English, feel free to DM me, direct message me at Instagram or down in the comments below and let me know what book in English you are interested in, and I will gladly send it to you. We'll keep in contact, okay? No problem. Remember, link to the video, wino hauls. Look at the books, see what you want, and let me know. The reason that I am taking a break is because I'll be judging the Booktube Prize, and I already searched out the books that I want to read, because this is voluntary. It's not a job. I want to read those books, and I searched them out. I found 4 on Overdrive, so I borrowed them, and they're all due on April the 20th, so I have my reading to do. Yeah, and I can't film, edit, and do captions for, yeah, no. That's too time consuming, and I would rather read. Okay, that's why you won't see me here so often, except for the video that I'm going to do for Daughters of the Stone. Yeah, that's the exception. And the other reason is because I'm doing some wonderful buddy reads this coming month. In April, I have a wonderful buddy read. We finished, let me tell you what I finished first. Finished my buddy read with Terri on how the Garcia girls lost their accents. And since I want to keep this short, I'll just let you know that I was disappointed. I think Terri was too. But I'll let Terri do more of the review. Yeah, I'm like that. You know that. Because I was expecting something a little bit different. And as the blurb says in the back, it turns out that these are 15 interconnected stories, and I was expecting a novel. I hope to have a better experience with In the Time of the Butterflies with Julia Alvarez in the future. So this was How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents by Julia Alvarez. That was a wonderful buddy read, and I got to know a little bit more about Terri. I will link her channel down below too. Okay, and then we're continuing our buddy read with Cathie at the Grimm Reader of Red Rosa. And right now I'm at the part in which Rosa is in Switzerland. I'm already impressed with young Rosa Luxemburg, and I'm enjoying the graphics here. The drawings are really, really very interesting. Yeah. So, and then the buddy reads that are coming up: George Eliot, Adam Bede, with the group that Kim at Middle of the Book March has over there on Voxer. Yeah, we're going to be reading George Eliot this year. Another buddy read. I am fangirling here because I finally get to buddy read with Patrice Jones. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. We're going to read Arthur Ashe, A Life by Raymond Arsenault. Yeah, this is a chunker. But yeah, we're going to take our time with it. Okay, 5 more minutes. And the other buddy read is Wolf Hall, also with Kim. She calls that the Cromwell read along. And we're going to be reading the trilogy, the Wolf Hall trilogy, during the year. Okay, so those are the buddy reads that I have, more or less what I'm going to be reading. And as you can tell, I'm not as organized as I would like to be. And that's probably why you won't be seeing a vlog version either. I don't do hauls and I don't do vlogs because you don't want to look at the mess that I have around here. Okay, now I'm going to do the tags. I was tagged for 2 tags, and it just so happens that the 2 tags are by, this is a new booktuber who is so enamored of Booktube that his creative juices have just started flowing all over the place, and that is Mark. Welcome, Mark, to Booktube. Isn't it wonderful? Mark, and his channel is called, what's his channel called? Book Time with Elvis. Elvis is his pet. Okay, the first one that I was tagged for was his A Little Literary tag, and I was tagged by Marilyn Maya Mendoza over there in Hawaii. Hi, Marilyn. You thought I wasn't going to do it, but I'm doing it. Okay, but I'm going to do it real fast. And what stands out to me about this tag is how beautiful his questions are. But as beautiful as his prompts and questions are, they're long. So if you want to read them, I'm going to cut them down because I have limited time here. I'm going to link his original tag plus Marilyn's, Maya's, Mendoza's, down below, and you can read them. They're beautiful, beautiful questions and prompts. And the first one has to do with that. What's the most beautiful word in English or in any language for you? And in English, maybe not English, maybe Yiddish, maybe Hebrew, whatever. Nachas. Nachas. And I'll put it up here. Which I think, correct me if I'm wrong, has to do with the infinite, inexpressible joy that your children and grandchildren give you. Yeah, and I've experienced that. And I loved the word from the very first time that I heard it while I was working in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, but then in Spanish, I find that so many words in Spanish are beautiful. Everything in Spanish is more beautiful. For example, amor, justicia, solidaridad, amistad. All of those words are beautiful words. Okay, what words in English do you find most amusing? And I'm going to put amusing, not necessarily words. There are a lot of words that, you know, make me laugh and giggle in Spanish and in English. But I have never had more fun laughing with all of my grandchildren than when we would read together in bed Runny Babbitt by Shel Silverstein. And if you have never read Runny Babbitt, run to your library or your bookstore and get a copy of Runny Babbitt by Shel Silverstein. I'm going to put a poem, maybe a couple of poems up here, and you can pause and you can read it. Oh, had such fun. We had some, you know, belly laughs reading Shel Silverstein and Runny Babbitt. Okay, that was number 2. Number 3, have you memorized any poems? No. What I did do was when I discovered this poem very early on in university by Rubén Darío, Lo Fatal. Lo Fatal. I painted it. Now, this was when I was in university, so this is decades old. I found this rock, and I painted Lo Fatal on the rock. I haven't memorized it, but, you know, the message is in my heart, and it's always been my heart, forever. Dichosa el árbol que es apenas sensitivo y más la piedra dura porque esa ya no siente. Yeah, Google it, people. Google Translate. I used to have memorized, you know, in high school, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, but, you know, that's been long forgotten. Now, what I did learn, which I didn't know was a poem, was a song. I usually learn poetry through the songs that are later musicalized. And I will link one of those. I will link the title because the creator put it for children, and I can't just share it. But I will put the title of the video down below. This was a song that was on a record in my house when I was very, very small. And I learned it because I loved the melody. But I didn't know it was a poem by the Romantic poet, Puerto Rican poet, Jose Gautier Benitez. And if I find a picture of him, I'll put him up here, who died at the age of 32 of tuberculosis and wrote this beautiful, beautiful song, To My Friends, a mis amigos. Cuando no reste ya ni un solo trazo de mi existencia en el nido de arena al conducir mi gélido cadáver, and blah, 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 blah. And I learned that song, but I didn't know it was a poem. Okay, number 4. Who or what do you consider to be an underrated and underappreciated author or book? Daughters of the Stone. Daughters of the Stone, recently read with Didi at Brown Girl Reading and her Read So Lit group by Puerto Rican author Dahlma Llanos-Figueroa. And I have a video that's going to come up for this, reviewing this book pretty soon. But yes, this has been underrated, under the radar. Please ask for it at your libraries, please. This should be available for everybody. And I was surprised that it wasn't on overdrive. Okay. Number 5, which book do you consider to have the best or most memorable beginning? Well, you know, to just follow along with most other people, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, by from The Tale of Two Cities. Number 6, which book title best describes your life? And I just grabbed this off the shelf. Thanks for sending me this book, Belinda, at Belinda's Book Nook. A Hope in the Unseen. A Hope in the Unseen. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Another one would be Fe en Disfraz. Now, fe is faith, right? Yeah. Fe en Disfraz. Because I seem to be a cynical person, but I'm actually a person with a lot of faith. Yeah, so that would be it. It would describe my life. What was the last book you read that made me cry? Well, there were a few. The assassination of Fred Hampton, I cried out of anger, frustration, rage, as I cried a lot at The Poet X, which was that relationship, mother-daughter relationships usually, yeah, make me cry, as did the mother-daughter relationship in Esmeralda Santiago, also Almost a Woman and The Turkish Lover, yeah. And our participation, our buddy read there with Heidi and Doris, yeah, those made me cry also, talking about that. Number 8, what would I like engraved on my headstone? As all of other people have said in their versions of this tag, no, I'm not going to be, I'm going to be cremated. All the arrangements are made already. But I always look at this. This is over my kitchen sink, I look at it every time I wash dishes, and it's not from a well-known, you know, literary person in Puerto Rico, I don't think. It was Pensamiento, a thought by Enrique Federico Amiel, en una esquela on a headstone for Don Pedro López Rivera de Franklin Delano López y Familia. Yeah. And I will leave it up there, and you can take a look at it. That's more or less what I think about and meditate on when I'm washing dishes. Yeah. No, I'm not going to translate it for you. There's Google. If you wrote a book and didn't want to use your own name, what name would you choose as a suitable pen name? And I think Luz Bella is a beautiful name. Luz is a name that we see often here in Puerto Rico. The nickname would be Lucy. And Bella is also, can be used as a last name. So, Luz Bella. And that would be number 9. Number 10. Many literary characters have sidekicks. Who would be my sidekick or henchman? And I'm going to pick a fictional character, yeah, to, you know, to follow along with the spirit of this tag. And that would be Sancho Panza. Heads down. Because I would love to have somebody who was down to earth, but who could also tell me and teach me all the sayings, refrains, and proverbs in Spanish. I just had a kick. I got a kick out of Sancho Panza in Don Quixote. Turned out to be my favorite character. Tag number 2, the Life Stories tag by the same creator, Mark at Book Time with Elvis. And this time I was tagged by Roz at Scallydandling about the books. This has to do with autobiographies and biographies. And the first question is, which one do I prefer? Again, 5 more minutes. Biographies or autobiographies? Well, you know, it all depends on the writing. I have DNF'd memoirs because of the writing and the style. And I have absolutely loved some biographies and memoirs because of the writing. Number 2, do you gravitate towards a specific area? Yes, history. Number 3, have you ever read the life story of someone and in doing so changed your opinion of them for better or for worse? Yes. For example, my favorite, The Black Count, Glory, Revolution, Betrayal, and the Real Count of Monte Cristo. Yes, the father of Alexandre Dumas. Oh, this is so good. I love this book. And for the worst, yes, I read an autobiography of Dr. Seuss way before all of this happened, right? And I DNF'd it as soon as I learned what happened to his first wife. Close the book, never again. No, and I don't buy his books. But that was like 25 years ago that I read that. And Dickens, when I read Claire Tomalin's biography of Dickens, the way he treated his wife, no. Santo y Bueno, no, no, no. I'm sorry, I cannot do it. I'm not the kind of person yet who can separate the two things. No, I may be childish, immature, whatever. I don't know. You may unsubscribe if you like. No, not doing it. No. Okay, number 4. Must you always know who the person is before picking up their life story? No. As Roz stated in her video, I also read, I read 2 white women in Africa. Beryl Markham, the female, the woman pilot that used to fly over Africa, Beryl Markham. I'll put that up there. And Alexandra Fuller's Don't Let's Go to the Dogs Tonight. I read that, and I had no idea. I had no inkling who these women were at all. No. Number 5, have you ever met someone whose biography or autobiography you've read? Yes. Raymond Dalmau. Where's Raymond? Down here. Raymond Dalmau, the basketball player, Puerto Rican basketball player, basketball star. Yes, I met him at the book signing. Yeah. And number 6, what do you think about books that are described as semi-autobiographical? I don't think about them at all. Number 7, give an example of a life story that really surprised you. Trevor Noah. I had no idea the things that Trevor Noah went through. I still have to listen to this on audiobook. Okay. Number 9, whose life story did you find particularly hard going? A Boy Called It. Yeah, that was all those child abuse stories. Yeah. And then as it turns out, one of them was a fraud, one of those Oprah pics, remember? A Rock and a Hard Place by a fictional person, Anthony Godby Johnson. And I'll put the Wikipedia link down there. It was really written by a woman named Vicki Johnson. There was a movie made with Robin Williams, was the movie, based on that incident called The Night Listener. Yeah. But all those child abuse memoirs, very, very hard. And was there one very boring? Yes, memoir of one of our political prisoners that I talked about before, Oscar Collazo. Yeah. Number 10, is there anyone you know personally who you feel should have their life story written down? There's so many people. I think everybody has a story. In my family, I think my aunt's life, my 94-year-old aunt's life should be written. It's a very inspirational story. Number 11, have you read any diaries or collections of letters? No. Number 12, what are a few life story books you would recommend for us to read? Well, there's Trevor, there's The Black Count. Had a buddy read with Faith at Faith&books, John Adams. That was good. Don Pedro. And I hope this comes out in translated form one of these days. Somebody should take that on. The biography of Pedro Albizu Campos. Yeah. I'll be done soon. Ramon Emeterio Betances, where his birthday is on April 8th. He's like our George Washington. El Anciano Maravilloso. Yes. Oh, please read No Friend But the Mountains. This was mind-blowing for me. Oh, and of course, Frederick Douglass. That was another great buddy read with Belinda, Belinda's book Nook. Yeah. I don't know, but I think this is going to be great. And, oh, this one, Winnie Mandela's memoirs were wonderful. Part of My Soul Went With Him. The Esmeralda Santiago trilogy. Hunger by Roxane Gay. And I think I'll leave that there for now. Everyone, don't forget, if you're interested in the giveaway, check out Wino Halls and let me know if there's any book that you're interested in. Gladly, I will let you, will send it to you. Okay? Cuídense mucho, mi gente. Sigan leyendo. That means take care, everybody. Keep on reading. Adios.